welcome to another patch notes rundown. Today we're going to look through the patch note 5.3. Sorry, I haven't been doing a lot of videos lately because of LSI being buggy. I don't know if it's a user problem, like the LSI users are not using the last patch of LSI, but I've been receiving some good replays recently, like the ones that are working, so things seem to be working again. So do not hesitate sending me your replays. Without further ado, let's go to the patch note. Okay, so first, bug with Sona's base stats. I do not know if, well, they say bug, but I do not know if this is like a fixing her numbers, like was it already there, or this is new, but whatever. Like now the numbers are pretty good. They buffed her basic attack damage, well, by 2. It's not that much. Movement speed 5 is a lot because she's going to be able to poke easier, not that much easier, but just easier. Base health, she's gonna be a bit more tanky. She's gonna lose after 3 or 4 levels. She's gonna be less tanky than before. So like pre-level 4, let's say 1, 2, 3. She's going to be tankier a bit. Less mana regen and also more mana regen per level. So this is going to help her late game, especially like because she's played support, so she doesn't have that much gold to spend on mana regen items. Okay, Ari, she has been a pretty contested pick in the pro scenes. Obviously, they nerfed her laning phase. So they, well, first of all, they nerfed her spamming potential on her Q. They raised the mana cost. And also, they nerfed the damage on her W, which is pretty good. And the big thing is they nerfed the range on it, because 650 was a lot. Not a lot of mid laners actually, if not entirely, all the mid laners do not have 605 attack range, so they would not be able to counter her W with an auto attack, or like use a spell that would outrange her W. So she would only need to activate her W when you go to CS with your auto attacks, and you would basically get hit for free. But now it rotates faster, so well, around 30% faster. So you have to be more, you have to be careful, but it's going to be less punishing than before. And also 100 less range on her Spirit Rush. This is pretty good change. She's gonna be less mobile. Azir. Some pretty good number changes, number nerfs. It was pretty well deserved, and also the range spawn on his soldiers around 325 now is pretty good, because he could spawn soldiers at a range that would allow him to auto attack the enemy champions pretty easily. So taking off around 75 is good for him, and this is a yeah, okay, it was only the tooltip, so it's not going to change anything. This is good for Diana. This is a quality of life buff, or like fix, let's say. It gives the number of stacks for her passive, and also this change to the W. It rotates the spheres rotate double the speed, is going to be good, because she's going to be able to have her shield way faster than before. Well, if it's in the team fight, it doesn't really change like that much, because she could proc her shield pretty easily in team fights anyway. But when you solo someone, or like you go in the jungle, the shield is going to spawn faster. So it's quality of life change for her. They reverted a bit of range on Fiddlestick's drain. I do not remember if it's exactly 650, but this is pretty okay. So this is a good nerf for Fiddlestick jungle too, because he won't be able to, but like the 50 range will make that the golem or the red buff or whatever is melee. I don't remember. Yeah, red buff is melee. Sorry. It will make that they will attack Fiddlestick faster than before. Like they won't have to move as far as before to attack Fiddlestick. So this is pretty good nerf to him in the jungle. So they balanced out a bit Gnar. now the debuff duration after he's well, the debuff duration is going to be 15 seconds, and also the Mega Gnar duration is going to be 15 seconds. So you have to be more clever as to how you use as to how you optimize your Mega Gnar farm, because 4 seconds is a lot. It's well, it was 20%, so like it's around 20% nerf duration on his ultimate. Gragas, so his slow percentage went up by a lot. It doesn't seem a lot, like it doesn't, like 10% does not seem a lot, but in the early level that's 1/3 of 30, right? So from 30 to 40, so that is a pretty good buff for Gragas in the jungle, or like if you want to have a if you want to be a laning Gragas that zones a lot, which is one of Gragas's fun aspect. And also 90% slow at max, at maximum slow at max rank for his Q. That's nearly a snare. That's basically the Lulu slow for his Q. So this is pretty good for Gragas jungle and his zoning potential also. Some pretty necessary debuff for the damage on Kassadin. 10 damage is not the end of the world, but it's a step towards the good path. So Katarina's attack frame speed went up by a bit. Like they say, it's not going to make her attack faster, but she's going to complete her attack faster. So her CSing wise, Katarina CSing wise is going to be more responsive. You won't have to wait until like she hits the minion. Well, you will have to wait until she hits the minion with her dagger, but it's going to be faster. So attacking minions that have tons of minions attacking that minion. Sorry, I'll rephrase that. Let's say you have an enemy minion that is being attacked by 10 of your melee minions. You will be able to last hit it fast, more efficiently, because the attack animation will complete faster. Some pretty good changes to Kenan. I won't say good because I don't think this was necessary, but some pretty big buff to Kenan, because now when he activates his ultimate, he will be able to W electrical surge everybody in the slicing maelstrom. So everybody in that maelstrom will have one how do you call this stack? Well, one Kenan stack on top of them. So it is going to ensure that like the target that Kenan wants is going to be stacked. So let's say he wants Sona to be stacked, but he does not want to throw a shuriken because Shen is blocking Kenan, right? So he would go into he would activate his ultimate and then go into it, and then just W the Sona. Well, everybody in his ultimate, and then maybe she's gonna be stunned after that or whatever. Like this, the situation might change, but this is a big buff to Kenan. Pretty good fix to his ultimate, because 0.25 second is really tiny. You could stun someone within like 0.75 seconds. Some really necessary bug fixes to Nidalee, because she was being spammed in the jungle. So the reason why she was one of the reasons why she was being spammed in the jungle is because her cooldowns were not properly reset. Well, they were reset when she changed to Cougar farm, but it was not intended. So they fixed that. And the tooltip. Okay, for Twisted Fate, they increase his potential to do damage after focus. Oh my goodness, sorry. Focusing down a turret. So let's say you wanted to stack up your E to harass your opponent, like you want to throw a gold card and just attack them with your stacked auto attack. You can do that when you were at the enemy turret, because you would need to hit the turret, but it wouldn't stack up. So now it will stack up. So that's pretty like free stacks. This is a pretty good quality of life change. 20%. R got okay fatter. I read faster. 20% increase with for Varus's ultimate. Pretty good. I do not think he will be spammed because of this, but I might be wrong. We'll see. Quality of life change for Zyra. Now her plants display range when they grow. Really, really good. Spell shields. Okay, so before spell shields, they would block entirely a dot damage over time spell. Let's say Swain's E or something like that. It would block it entirely, but now you would block only, I think, the first tick of it, and the rest will be able to be applied, I think. Well, this is what I understood after reading this, so... Okay, well, screw the mass texture change. This is pretty good. It's going to make Foresight Orb less punishing if you miss it. Because before, if you miss your blue trinket, it basically be like, okay, you know that they're not there, so you don't gain anything else from that. But now, if you you use a blue trinket and you miss the enemy team, it is going to put a 60-second ward with 1 hit point on it. So it's going to be less punishing to blue trinket somewhere that you thought your enemy was. Pretty good change to Greater Stealth Totem. This might change the way people work with the trinket system. Like having 2 wards instead of 1 only on your trinket is pretty good, because like obviously you can only put 3 at the same time. So being able to put 2 wards out of 3 is something for free, is something that you have to consider instead of taking the red trinket, especially because the red trinket's cooldown got increased in the previous patches. So this is an option you have to consider now, along with the blue trinket. So they made the trinkets more worth it. So for the Spectral Crowd, people might want to rush this now in the laning phase. For people, for the ones who do not want to build a catalyst in the laning phase, like let's say Mundo rushing this would be really good, because having 150% base health regen is a lot. For Baron Nashor, okay, you can't walk through Baron Nashor anymore. It wasn't that much of a deal, but it's good. Okay, really good fix on the inhibitor damage. So before, there was a bug where it wouldn't take the highest between 40% of your AP or your attack damage. So now it takes the one that is higher. Really good for well, AP based champions. Now ignites interrupt champions who attempt to recall while ignited. I didn't know that. Honestly, I didn't know that you could recall while being ignited, but now apparently you can't. Okay, camera changes. It's okay. Well, locks. Nothing to be mentioned. New mode, Nemesis draft. Player tooltip. Do people actually read tooltips? Oh, well, this is pretty good. Play tooltips will include recent playstyle information, which indicates what champion position or role a player has recently been playing in match-made queues. So this is pretty good. It gives a lot of information on your teammates. Loading screens, random facts, okay. Tibbers now, okay, well. Upcoming skins. So, thank you guys for tuning in to this patch. So, it is basically a big patch on quality of life changes and making some trinkets more viable than like spamming red trinkets. So again, thank you guys for listening to this patch 3.5, oh my goodness, 5.3 notes rundown, and see you guys next time.